Well, a couple thoughts, and I'm sure you're going to have some questions because I've got my fair share of thoughts. First of all, here's what factually happened. Gio comes in the game. I wasn't aware at the moment. I just caught the end of it. Now I'm more privy to how it unfolded. My initial reaction was Joe comes over, walks over to Gio. I don't know what it's really in regard to. It's uncharacteristic. I walk out, see what's going on. He said he needs to change hats. Turns out that Dan Bellino had watched Gio come in the game and then goes over to Joe, whispers his ear. Joe goes to the mound and then, listens that Gio needs to change his hat. So why do I take exception with that? Because this is baseball's dirty little secret, and it's the wrong time and the wrong arena to expose it. Because here's the and make sure I get my words right, because I got a decent chance of getting fined, and my wife Michelle will, gosh darn it, it's for the integrity of the game. But anyway, here's the deal. First of all, Gio wears the same hat all year, okay? Hats accrue dirt. Hats accrue substances, like just stuff, We pitched in a day game. So did Gio have some sunscreen at some point in his career to change his, make sure he doesn't get some kind of melanoma? Possibly. Does he use rosin to help out? Possibly. Are these things that baseball really wants to crack down on? No, it's not. I know that completely firsthand from the commissioner's office. That is not anything that's going to affect his ability to compete. And it was interesting with my buddy Ernie Moore, our traveling secretary. He goes, man, that new hat didn't really seem to affect Gio's stuff too much. So that part was nice to see. So now let's get to the genesis of this conversation. And this is the part that Major League Baseball's got a very, very, very tough position here, because there are people that are effectively and not even trying to hide, essentially flipping the bird at the league with how they're cheating in this game with concocted substances. There are players that have been monetized for it. There are players that are obviously doing it, going to their glove. There's clear video of it. You can tell the pitchers that are doing it because they don't want to go to their mouth, which Gio does off the rubber. And understandably, and I know comfortably, Major League Baseball is trying their best to do it in a manner that doesn't create any black eye for the integrity of the game that we love. But speaking of integrity, how about the integrity of the guys that are doing it clean? How about the guys that are pitching their tails off in Major League Baseball and doing it clean, that have an unfair competitive advantage for the guys that are clearly loading up with concoctions that they actually advertise, don't do anything to hide, even in plain view? That's the guys I'm speaking for. I'm speaking up for the hitters that have a living to make facing stuff that's already really, really good. And you can see, based on spin rates, how guys' careers are jumping off the charts. And then you can do cause and effect. Now, I don't want to look, is our house 100% clean? I certainly hope so. Am I creating more of an opportunity? Because I just spoke to our pitchers. Am I creating more of awareness to our group? Potentially. But let's go check the guys that are sitting there going to their glove every day with filthy stuff coming out, not some guy before he's even stepped on the mound with a spot on his hat. That's how you want to start policing this? And unfortunately, that's how this is going to start. Now, maybe this is a crescendo for things to come. But can I tell you 100% that all our guys are 100% clean with nothing, other than some sunscreen and some rosin, which the hitters don't mind, by the way, because they want the grip, which is why we don't want the guys getting, hit in various spots with big arms. Hitters don't mind the grip. They don't want the stuff that's making the ball do wiffle ball stuff. And that's the issue at hand here. So you want to police some sunscreen and rosin? Go ahead, get every single person in this league. Hit by pitches will just continue to go up. Balls will get away. But why don't you start with the guys that are cheating with some stuff that are really impacting the game and impacting how people play this game? And that's the integrity of the game I'll speak up for. Popular, I really don't care. It's accurate.
All right, we'll start taking questions. Rick Hummel, St. Louis Post-Dispatch, do you have a question?
Yeah, when you took your hat off, what got you kicked out? Did you offer your hat when you took your hat off? Is that what did it?
I think I said some inappropriate language that did that. I was gonna give my hat to Gio, but I didn't get that far.
Okay, you were done before that.
Yeah, and then I got sidetracked. But I was gonna switch hats with him, but I didn't get that far.
What did Joe say to you?
Look, Joe, and understand this, Joe. Do I agree with the timing of it? Do I agree that it looked like something that didn't taste real good or feel real good or felt like a setup, to be honest with you? And again, it just came out of nowhere. To a guy that does go to his fingers that's been filthy and was filthy after it. Check his spin rates on his stuff, 6-pitch, 8th. Maybe not enough data. But do I blame him for upholding something that they have a responsibility to do? I don't blame him at all. Now let's do it around the whole league when guys are going their gloves. Now let's really do it. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't the right time, in my opinion, for that to happen. But now you've opened it up. So let's go. Let's get in some people. We got these guys going around locker rooms. Really? What are they doing? We're in the end of May. You want to talk about sample size, collecting data, collecting video? Well, let's see it.
Katie Wu, The Athletic.
Mike, what did Gio have to say about all of this? I can't imagine it was particularly easy for him to deal with either.
Gio's chill, man. Gio's like, I just like that hat. I like the hat. About all he had to say. Gio pitch whatever hat you want him to pitch in.
To add to kind of just the absurdity of this is that it didn't affect his pitching at all in any way.
That's Gio. That's why he's able to pitch. We noticed that in a long time. He's got a slow heartbeat. He doesn't make situations. When relievers come up, you pitch him in, ease them in, see how they're going to react to the stimulation. And then we realized the stuff was really good. And then we started getting higher leverage situations. We talked about relievers the other day. And then we started getting higher leverage situations. And then you realize, regardless of situation, he's just gonna pitch. And his stuff's the stuff. And he looks to execute. And his stuff's really, really good. It's a wonderful trait. Cabby's gotten to that point. You've seen Alex evolve to that point. Fantastic traits, not making situations bigger than they are. Things get a little out of whack. Okay. Let me just wait till the guy gets in the box and I'll make my pitches.
And the last thing for me, I just want to clarify that this was an umpire decision and nothing came through the White Sox side of the dugout.
I'm not aware of that. Everything that we're aware of came from umpire decision. I don't know that it came from the other side. If it did, then that's their prerogative. But I don't believe that was the case.
Thank you.
Jeff
Yes,
Jones, Belleville News Democrat.
Mike, I just spoke to Joe, and he said that his goal was to protect Gio and keep him in the game by asking him to switch hats before he threw a pitch with the hat that he had on. Do you have a reaction to that?
And I can appreciate that. That's why I said, did he handle it? He kept him in the game, but kept him in the game from what? Because he had a dirty hat? Wayno's got a dirty hat. It just felt, look, he comes out of the bullpen and he's targeted for whatever reason, initially. But I do appreciate the fact he gave him the opportunity to stay in the game, and that's one of the reasons he's had as distinguished career as he had. I'm not faulting Joe at all, and because they chose to enforce something that looked somewhat suspicious to them. They have and that's part of their job to police the game, and I want to make sure I'm clear. I'm not challenging that. I'm only challenging the fact that there's much more egregious things happening in real time that aren't being challenged. That's my only consideration. So really, Joe doing his part, I have no issue with it.